What up, boys? This is Flash Fontanelli, and I am sitting here with Michelle. Michelle's actually one of our instructors, and she's an attraction coach. She's actually been an attraction coach a lot longer than I have. A lot of experience there. How many years, Michelle?
14 years, can you believe it?
14 years, it's a long time. You learn a lot of shit over 14 years. But she brings in a great element for our students, as in she really is a master of inner game. She will help you work through a lot of those issues. And remember, our boot camps and our training is different than a lot of other companies out there because we focus on the individual. We recognize that everyone is different, and your goals, strengths, weaknesses are going to be different. So we're going to customize it. It's personal transformation. And Michelle is huge there, and she's pretty good in field too. She's an ass kicker in field as well. So when I kick your ass and you need some a shoulder to cry on, that's Michelle is right there. But Michelle, I wanted to ask you, what are, in all your years of training, including the recent work that we've done together, we've been working together for almost 2 years now, what are some of the common issues that you see with the new guys that are coming in looking to improve in this area?
Yeah, they really are in a mindset thinking that if I just consume enough information, if I can just stuff my head with enough information and I can remember it in the moment, I'll be okay. Like it's a magic fix, a magic pill.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're really getting how much practice it takes, how working on themselves, investing in themselves that it's going to take. This is a journey. This is not some quick fix. So we recognize that, and we want to take people through the whole process from start to finish, a complete transformation. So I don't think they always realize how much they're going to transform either. 3 months later, some of these guys, you wouldn't recognize them. They're completely transformed. And I'm not talking about you take them out and get them great clothes and teach them how to walk and carry themselves and those types of things, but they're made over. They feel differently about themselves. They're exuding a different energy. So I think new students don't even realize their full capacity when they come in, and we start showing them that, and how much further they can go than they think they've got a lot of limits coming in.
Right. So initially, what are some of the first things that you look for, that you try to get out of the way to get them onto that road, that big path?
Right.
What are some of the first things that you would look for?
Some honesty, some introspection, really looking at themselves and their lives and analyzing, is this working for you, really? You seem very attached to this story. You seem very attached to this way of doing things. How is that serving you? And that's a big breakthrough right there. When they go, yeah, you're right, this isn't serving me. Wow. And that can really rattle somebody's cage, because sometimes it's their family values, it's their nationality, it's their culture. It's really challenging those things. So when that happens, I feel like there's a breakthrough that can happen. We can start teaching them.
Yeah, step one is awareness, being aware of what's going on and why, and then can you do something about it to try and fix it. As far as confidence, we talk a lot about confidence, inner game, call it whatever you want, confidence, getting rid of self-limiting beliefs. There's a lot talked about it, but it's easier said than done. And we really get into it, like get in depth with it. And that's one thing that Michelle really brings to the table on our team. Can you tell us about the physical side of confidence, like you mentioned, changing the way you dress, the way you look? It'll do wonders. It's little technical changes. But tell us about the mental side of confidence. Describe a little bit so we can get a better feel for it.
When I'm doing an intake with a new student, I'm going to have them fill out 3 pages of information about themselves. So they're really having to think about that, write it down, and make it real in that way on paper, pen and paper. And then we're going to have a conversation about that, and kind of walk through where they are and where they want to be and what that's going to take. So for the mind to shift, it's got to have a little wiggle room. It's got to have a little bit of a rest, because those gears are just grinding. When people first come into this, that nervous kinetic energy is going on. The wheels are grinding in their head. Their bodies are holding a lot of rigidity, a lot of holding patterns in the central nervous, and they're in a fight or flight response. So We have to go to the body. We have to get the body. So I teach practices to help people eliminate the anxiety and then eliminate a lot of the frustration that they're having with this. Eliminate the anxiety at the core, at the central nervous system. So body practices beyond just body language and studying that, actually being in your body, your physical body differently and understanding how it works, shifts your emotional state.
Yeah.
So you guys talk about altering a state and being in state and shifting her into a different state. So altering your own emotional state serves you in all those ways. But the main way it serves you is it gives your mind a rest. So now your mind's got a little wiggle room and your thinking can really change forever. It becomes your way of thinking about things versus just this pseudo thing that's sort of, well, I want to think like this. I wish I could think like this. So when you go to the body and you're really having an awareness of being in your body differently, the mental shift can take place. And I don't think it can happen prior to that.
Yeah.
I think you really have to walk it out.
It's getting down to the most basic level, to the most basic thing before you can start expanding around it to where you're not just controlling your own body, but you're controlling your environment. But it starts right here, and that's what she's really good at.
Thank you.
This is Flash Fontanelli. Thanks again, Michelle. We'll see you guys
You're welcome.
next time. Peace.